Hi. Hello. Welcome.
No,
Welcome. Oh, hey, Freddie.
Oh, hey, where did I come from?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our virtual write-in. If you have not joined us for a virtual write-in before, welcome. Basically, all that we're going to be doing here is having a great time writing together.
Yeah.
We'll do a couple of sprints, which is basically just where we have a writing prompt that we write about in a specific span of time. If you don't want to follow the prompt, that's okay too. Just work on your novel or any other writing clips that you are currently working on. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce myself for those of you who have not joined us before. I am Nina. I'm a programs intern here at NaNoWriMo, and this is
Freddie, the editorial intern.
We're a fantastic team here at NaNoWriMo.
And in the chat, vote for which one of us is better.
Yes. No, in the chat, feel free to actually tell us where you are coming from, or coming in from. So we are joining in from Berkeley, California. So let's hear where some of you guys are coming from.
The Dino, Abigail says. She's coming from the Dino. I'm just kidding.
Everyone's going to vote for the Dino.
Oh, my pupper is sleeping right below me, so I can't move my feet.
Aww.
It's the best.
Oh my gosh. I love it when dogs are
I sometimes almost don't come into the office because my cat's sleeping on me.
Oh.
And it's like, hey, it's
I miss my pupper, so I wish that she was like sitting in my lap preventing me from doing things, but
people from Las Vegas, from Mexico.
Ooh. Nice.
Binary says, sorry, I'd have to vote for Blobby or Sporgy. I'm assuming that's in relation to the question who you like best.
Oh, yeah.
That is a valid answer.
Mm-hmm.
Sporgy, don't tell Blobby, but Sporgy is my favorite because she's adorable.
Oh my gosh.
She has tiny little arms.
Cover Blobby's ears. You can't tell him that.
This is from Ontario, Lacey Day.
Ontario.
Let's see. Within biking distance of Berkeley, California. I think anything is within biking distance of anywhere.
Yeah, just feel free to like come on over.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have coffee and tea and everything. We'll talk about virtual write-ins together.
We sure will.
See a lot of people from Minnesota.
Minnesota. I have seen that a number of times. That's concerning. What's happening in Minnesota? Everyone just
What's
wants
happening
to join
right now
BWI.
in Minnesota?
Sporgy and Blobby are squad goals.
Aren't they?
It's true.
Oh my gosh.
It's true.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, it seems like you guys. What about Sprompt?
Oh my God, Sprompt is here.
He's here.
Sprompt is here.
Yes, Sprompt is right here, joining us for the time being. Getting a nice little back rub. Sporgy's getting a nice little head rub. So.
Sporgy's big.
Oh no.
Sporgy's too round.
She's too round. Okay, so.
Oh, Beyond the Table, says, first time with you guys from Egypt. I'm very interested. Welcome. Hello from Egypt.
Welcome. Oh my gosh. Egypt sounds like a fun place.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
So thank you guys for letting us know where you're at. It's really cool to hear, who's where and all of the different places you guys are coming in from. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I think it's down here.
Yeah.
And that way you can get notified every time we have one of these virtual write-ins or any other writing events that we have on YouTube. So, shall we get into our virtual write-in theme today?
Should I say the theme?
Yeah, go ahead.
Should you say the theme?
No, go ahead.
Wait.
What's our theme?
It's suspense. We're building suspense. Specifically, intense suspense.
Intense suspense.
Which is not a title I came up with.
It's a title I came up with because I'm very cheesy and I like rhymey things.
I think it's fun.
Yeah. And it just happened to work because we were talking about intense scenes and suspense all together.
Yeah.
And so I was like, rhyme. So anyways, we are doing intense suspense today. I am a huge geek. We are going to be doing lots and lots of fun sprints and discussions.
Well, we're going to be doing 3. Does that
count
as lots?
But that counts as lots to me. We're going to have 3 sprints today that are all surrounded around suspense. And our first sprint is going to be Your character is running. What are they running from? What are they running to? Are they physically running, or are they mentally or emotionally running? Like, are they running away from their problems, or are they actually legitimately running away from something? This sprint is going to be 5 minutes. Should we do 5 minutes?
Why don't we ever do like random
time periods? You know what? You know what? We can start that today. Let's write for 7 minutes.
Oh, that one's.
I know. I'm feeling a little saucy today. I like my prime numbers.
Prime numbers are the best,
aren't they?
You know what I love about prime numbers?
What do you love about prime
They're
numbers?
only divisible by 1 and themselves.
Yeah, it's great.
Blows your mind when you think about it.
Honestly. Oh gosh, now I'm going to be thinking about prime numbers all day.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 minutes on the clock. Remember, our sprint is your character is running. What are they running from? Or what are they running to? And are they physically running, or are they mentally / emotionally running? All right. 7 minutes on the clock in 3, 2, 1, right. time is up. Time's up. Finish whatever you're writing, or if you've already finished whatever you're writing, go ahead and stop. And let's talk about that for a little bit. How did everybody do? Go ahead and drop your word counts in the comments section, or a favorite sentence that you have from whatever you wrote. And then if you didn't necessarily follow the prompt, that's okay too. If you were just working on your novel, let's talk about that as well. What kind of challenges are we facing as we enter the middle of November?
Lots.
Let's see. Trying to see what my current word count is. So
I'll get down to some excerpts.
I wrote 279 words in that short span of time.
I'm pen and paper today, so I have no idea how many I wrote. It's over 50. That's as high as I counted before I stopped wanting to count.
Okay. That's good. How did other people do?
Let's see. We got quite a few numbers. 434, 230 words, 227, 517.
Nice.
I should say those are from Zara Wrights, Dominic the Dalmatian, Paige Mallory, and Eva Schoen, respectively. Sorry, I didn't read your names out. People are just going to have to combine your names with the word counts, and I mean, they'll figure it out. We'll be okay. All right.
Any excerpts that you see that are interesting?
Yeah, let's see. We got one from Claire Boyle. He turned on Aunt Petunia in that way that night. That's when Mr. Stark and Mr. Fury came. They warned him within an inch of his life.
Fanfic.
Harry Potter Marvel fan fiction, right?
Oh my gosh.
You know, I'm glad that there are so many fanfic writers, because nothing brings me more joy than...
I just want to read people's interesting ideas of how, like, stories that are set in motion, or like movies that are huge blockbusters. Like, I want to see how, you know, those things play out in other people's heads. That's interesting.
Myrmidon says, favorite sentence, I think we'll be fine. We've made it this far, haven't we? Elaine said. We've stabbed farmers, ran from police. We've done more than I thought possible. We can do this, man. I like it.
Yeah.
It's like encouragement to us writing. We can do this.
We can do this. Anybody running away from problems, or running away from animals, or mystical creatures, or creepy old people trying to solicit, you know, I don't know, ideas?
We have someone in Spanish. If people know Spanish, ella de hecho no siempre había querido ser soldado. Con 7 años le había anunciado a su madre, muy orgullosa, que lo que ella quería ser era sirena, which I'm pretty sure means she had never wanted to be a soldier. When she was 7-year-old, she told her mother very proudly that she wanted to be a mermaid. Is that what sirena means? I love it. Welcome, Laura Moran Iglesias. Let's see.
Beautiful, by the way.
I love mermaids.
I like
Mermaids are great.
I love mermaids.
Favorite line from My Literary Musings. Luckily, that one won't fall down and set the place on fire in a musical blaze, right? I mean, I hope not, unless a musical blaze is something cool. Let's see. Sarah Hualde says, says, I think I'm moving through my plot too quickly. What do you think?
Really?
Do you think there's such a thing as moving through plot too quickly?
Sometimes. I remember when I was first writing one of my many short stories, I noticed that I'd gotten from beginning to end in about 10,000 words. So by about, like, I don't know what that is, probably about like 20 to 30 pages in, I'd pretty much blown through all of my plot. And I was like, how can I lengthen this? So there are some tips to lengthening your plot. You can kind of go into detail about certain settings and kind of describe the scene or describe a specific event in like a large amount of detail. You can put filler in, which is what
subplot.
Yeah, you can do a subplot. I remember with the novel that I wrote a couple of years back, I had a really big problem with jumping from scene to scene. So instead what I would do is I would put filler in and have them go on like mini adventures and then fill in all of the extra pages and extra words with like dialogue and like narration about all of the conversations that were happening. So that's like one of the ways that you can kind of move your novel along but not move it too quickly, is you can put filler in and kind of make it relate to the next topic that you're going into. Cool.
Yeah, other people are saying they have the opposite problem. Where was that? Lacey Day. I have the opposite of that problem. I'm over 15,000 words in and my character is just starting on a journey into the plot.
Ooh.
Might overshoot 50K just slightly. That's my problem. Because I always get like into like the minutia of the day-to-day life.
Right.
You know, or I like writing just kind of like what are people up to? You know?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just think that stuff is interesting to write kind of slice of lifey stuff.
Yeah.
So I get that.
And that's good. I mean, even if you overshoot, you know, your goal, that's completely fine, first of all. And second of all, I think that's actually, you know, a really great way to make sure that your novel is thick enough for you to be able to cut things down if you need to, but also it gives enough description to your novel so that way people don't get lost or confused if something is like only briefly talked about. So I think adding detail to your character development or just the storyline in general is a really great idea.
Nature Artist 8012 says, I'm having some difficulty with a first-person narration in my story because in the past I've almost exclusively done third-person omniscient. Tips? So I'd love to hear if people in the chat have tips. My tip would be to really think about things that like the character can sense. So it's like when you're writing, think about just specifically like what they can see, what they can hear, what they can feel. And I think that brings out, that helps ground it, I think. And it helps you think about like the specific details that make writing interesting. And I think you'll find interiority from writing kind of specifically and concretely.
I almost exclusively write in first-person narration, so I can actually help you with this. A lot of the times what I do is internalize whatever character is speaking. So if, you know, the main character is the narrator of the story and they're talking about themselves or the people around them by saying I and you and we, those kinds of things, I would internalize it a little bit, you know, kind of walk around in your character's shoes. You don't necessarily have to get into their personality per se or like make them, you know, your personality, like make them have your personality, but I would definitely like think in the mind of your character and get into their own headspace. And then that way you can kind of internalize it and make it more so like a me versus you versus we kind of situation. Good talk.
Yeah.
Really good talk.
For sure.
Okay.
Do you want to do
second sprint?
Okay.
Second sprint. This one is going to be 11 minutes long.
Whoa.
I know. And we are going to be talking about something interesting happening. So the prompt will be establish that something important and or catastrophic is going to happen in 10 minutes. What does the character do until then? So before any drastic situation happens, like what's your character doing? Are they eating cereal and the world's about to implode? Are they, you know, going out for a run and somebody suspicious is about ready to pounce upon them? Like talk about whatever that your character is doing right before a really suspenseful and or catastrophic event is about to happen. And it's something that's going to happen in about 10 minutes. So again, we're going to be doing this we're going to be writing for 11 minutes. The prompt is establish something important and or catastrophic will happen in 10 minutes. And what does your character do until then? Guys, ready? And in 3, 2, 1, write. Time is up. Very quiet alarm now.
Mm-hmm.
And I thoroughly enjoy it every time it goes off. So, how was that for everyone? How was that for you, Freddie?
Pretty well.
What'd you get down?
I don't know.
You don't know?
You mean workout or just in general?
Just in general.
It was a scene where kind of my main character is preparing for psychic warfare against 3 armies that are arriving on our doorstep at any moment. And Yeah, just about how do you prepare yourself in 10 minutes to try and fight your way through 3 armies
Gotcha.
at once?
Um,
What did you write?
I had my character have the urge to smoke
Oh,
for the first time in years since she quit. And on her way out of the building to go and drive a few miles up the highway in order to go to a gas station to get a pack of cigarettes, as she's about ready to walk through the doors, this like small older lady like happens to stand in front of her.
mm-hmm.
And it's like it's the secretary that works there, and she's really really sweet, and like she surprises my character and is like, hey, can you help me out at my desk with these documents I need to file? I have fresh strawberries from my
Nice.
garden waiting for you if you'd like to join me.
Fun.
So a little bit of a surprise factor
Mm-hmm.
in there on both ends. So it was nice. How did you guys do? How did they do?
Let's review. We got some more accounts in.
Mhm.
Everyone's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Joel Castile says, we're both adults. I wanted to feel pretty, so I got my nails done today.
Huh.
You asked me on a date. Even if we don't look like a couple from a women's channel movie, I want to spend time with you. Oh, very sweet.
It's very sweet.
Anything Agatha says, mine is sleeping and robbery happens right under her nose. Assuming the main character. That's kind of fun. Rebecca Dugas says, I didn't quite get to the big event. I think the point was, at least the point as I imagined it, was to not get to the big event so that everything you're writing is just pure suspense.
You're just talking about
the theme that we've kind of forgotten about.
Yes, you're just talking about the build up to the big event, what's going on before it actually happens. So it's okay if you didn't necessarily get to whatever big event is going on.
Hillary McDonald says, my character was just about to discover that a bear got into her cabin and is raiding the fridge. Is it like a anthropomorphic bear, like who's going to be eating, or is it just like a bear? Because bears also
eat.
Yeah.
They also just wander into places and eat. Oh gosh.
Happy Sharky, I came in late but managed to invent a desert version of what amounts to the Jersey Devil, and it amuses no one else. It certainly amused me. It amuses me as well.
Yeah.
Nina, does it amuse you?
Oh yes, it definitely amuses me.
And I think Sporgy is also very amused.
We're all amused here. I like that that's Sporgy's laugh now.
Yeah. That's actually embarrassingly close to my real laugh. Let's see, just an ordinary black bear based on a true story. That's pretty scary. I would not want to find a black bear inside my cabin.
Nope.
My main character is having a first morning at Magic Academy.
Ooh.
That is potentially very suspenseful.
Magic Academy. So is this like a Harry Potter spin-off series?
Or, Magic Academies.
Just Magic Academy in general. Yeah. I keep forgetting that there's other shows besides Harry Potter that have to do with magic. Like this show called Magic.
Yeah, or the Magicians. Is that?
Yeah,
is that
I think
one?
It's Magicians.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Let's see.
Any other good ones?
See one from Abby H. Just the name caught my attention of Athena. Athena's voice shot me like an arrow through my heart, and again the ocean in my head begged to be released. Soon the waves of human pain subsided into the empty desert of a stable sort of relief. Yes.
Yes. That's a good one. Nice. These are all really interesting.
Yeah, people are writing.
Good.
I'm happy about that. Huh.
So, follow-up question. Do you all have any plans for escaping any challenges that you're facing in writing your novel? So, like for me, one of the many challenges is that I don't have time in my day anymore. I have lots and lots of different places that I am at multiple times throughout the entire week. So my time to write is very limited. My plan for escaping that, though, is basically to just sit down and write whenever I have time.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's on Fridays and or during these virtual write-ins.
Yeah, these are really good.
These are really good opportunities for me to get my word count in.
Yeah.
But that's like one of my plans for escaping one of the challenges I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think it's like some advice I once got on how to read more is just any chance you have, just like read for like 5 minutes at a time. And I think you can do that with writing too. Like if you just have like a couple minutes, you can pull your phone out, or pull if you carry a notebook around, just pull a notebook out and just write for 2 minutes. And those are words that you didn't have before those 2 minutes.
Right.
And if you do that over the course of the day, it really adds up. And if you do it consistently, I think you could probably hit your goal like probably every day.
It is really good advice.
Or skip meals. No, don't do that.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Don't eat. Just write. No.
We should make it clear that we do not condone unhealthy behaviors.
Always
and you should take care of yourself.
Always eat healthy. Always sleep full 8 hours. Don't overstress yourself.
Get all the calories you need.
But write whenever possible.
Eat fiber.
Yes.
Drink water.
What are some solutions that other people are coming up with?
Let's see. Oh my God. Let's see. My problem, this is from Sunai Eyes Like Coal. My problem tends to be stress and social drama. I just have to avoid texting people before writing.
Yeah.
My solution for social drama is to just not have a social life. Kind of fun.
Oh gosh. I remember not having a social life.
Forrest Wren says, I've been facing my inner editor a lot lately.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a problem we all are familiar with.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Definitely make sure that you remind yourself, and you can like set reminders on your phone to like pop up. You know how they have like little text reminders or whatever that Google Calendar sets up. You can actually remind yourself to stop worrying about editing right now, because it's all about the writing. So just jot down everything you can. If you can't remember to remind yourself that it's all about the writing instead of the editing, just set reminders on your phone, write it on a sticky note, wherever you can. Just put up reminders for yourself to remember that right now it doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad, if it's mediocre. It just needs to be existent.
What I find is helpful when you're facing your internet editor is just to write, like give yourself permission to write, like for a paragraph, the worst paragraph you've ever written in your life, and like try to make it bad writing, like all the things that you hate reading. If you don't like purple prose, go like as purple as you want, that kind of stuff, and just literally make something that makes your inner editor so disgusted that it runs away. Yeah.
I like that.
Spectre Dust says crying helps.
Crying does help.
I don't know if that's ironic, but I find that having emotional releases can really help writing flow better.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. I remember when I was like first getting into writing, I had talked to a lot of people who were stressing about writing papers, writing novels, all of that jazz, and a lot of them got into like boxing and swimming. And they would like, if they weren't necessarily like physically active, they would like punch pillows and stuff like that whenever they would get like distracted or unfocused or whatever. And, that emotional release, it helps kind of relieve some of the cloud that people deal with in their minds, and gives you a little bit more focus for writing. So.
See, I saw someone say, here it is, Lady Nadia, I'm struggling with a 10 hours job Monday till Friday. At the end of the day, I'm too tired to even think. Any tips? Do people have tips? You're legally mandated breaks at work. Like every 2 hours, you're legally required to have a 10-minute break.
Yeah, and you're at least required, I think it's every 6 hours, to have at minimum a 30-minute meal break. So you could write during those.
But then I also get that it's hard to go from like doing work then to doing basically like more like intellectual labor of the writing. That is a hard situation to be in.
I'm trying to think. See, I have my phone on me at all times. So usually if I'm not like inherently busy doing something, and I'm just like in a place where it's kind of difficult to like sit down with a pen and paper, I'll pull my phone out and I'll write on my phone.
Yeah.
And, you know, even if it's not on the actual document that I have my story on, if it's just like a little notes section, I'll take notes or, you know, right there to kind of give myself the time period when I'm energetic and when I have that focus to actually get something down.
Yeah.
I also work like a generally 40-hour work week on top of being a full-time student. So
that's so fun.
I do understand that not having energy can be a little bit of a demotivation.
All right. Shall we get onto that third
Last
sprompt?
sprompt.
What's sprompt's voice? You have like I gave Blob a voice.
You're the good voice actor, dude.
You do one for
I can't do one for sprompt, man. I don't even know what, like, would it be like a Kermit the Frog situation? That's all I'm thinking right now. It's just like a deeper version of a Kermit the Frog voice.
Ooh. That's not it. Okay, we gotta get to this third.
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. So for our final sprint, we're going to be talking about crossroads. So your character faces a crossroads. It can either be literal or it can be figurative. But what do they do? Are they turning right or left? Are they giving something or taking something? Does their life depend on the decision that they face?
Is it the literal crossroads?
Literal or figurative.
Okay.
So you can either have them sitting in front of a sign that's pointed in two different directions and have them make a choice. It could be like a whole Wizard of Oz situation if you want to, where they like go down one path or the other. Or it can be a figurative one where they're facing a problem and they have to make a decision about, you know, either doing one thing that may be right/wrong or another thing that may be right/wrong. So your character faces a crossroads that's either literal or figurative. What do they do? Are they turning right or left? Are they giving something or taking something? And does their life depend on the decision that they're making? 8 minutes.
Oof.
I know.
We chewed through a lot of time with those other ones, huh?
We took so much time with the other ones that now we're digressing here. So 8 minutes, you can do it. You can tap fire on your keyboard in 8 minutes. I believe in every single one of you. So
I might switch over to keyboard just because it's faster. Okay.
Here we go. So 8 minutes for this prompt in 3, 2, 1, write. And that is time. 8 minutes are up. How did that go? That's
Didn't
fine.
write anything.
That's fine. Also, if you didn't follow the prompt, that's also okay.
Oh yeah, we've been forgetting to tell people that.
We have been forgetting to tell people that.
Hopefully
we won't
they-
forget next time.
They know.
But if you followed the prompt, let us know how that went for you. Word counts, favorite sentences, just in general, how that prompt felt for you. And if you didn't, that's great. Let us know all of the same things. How that little time period, how 8 minutes of writing went for you, and how many words you have and your favorite sentences.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop talking now and allow you the floor.
See, we got Lacey Day, 179. Awkward scene equals awkward writing. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Ooh, Rebecca Duga says, I got around 1,000 words total during this write-in.
Nice.
Fantastic job.
Congrats.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Amber Andrews. Here's an excerpt.
Sure.
Tonight had to be the night she left. Kendall knew it. She couldn't stay any longer. It was killing her. They were killing her. It would be dangerous and she could get caught. But she had to try.
That does definitely sound like a crossroads.
Like a crossroads, indeed. And quite suspenseful.
Yeah.
Hope she makes it out of what sounds like, a straight up murderous situation.
Yeah.
I hope she gets out of there. Lovely Otter said, this was really hard for me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Did you get any words written? Because if you're moving forward, that's great. And maybe we should have highlighted that you don't really have to follow the prompts. It's about the writing.
We'll definitely make sure to emphasize that before every single prompt for the next virtual write-in.
And then we'll forget in the next
And then we'll forget, but I'll put like little reminders in here for us.
Jessica Gachet has a very, or Gachet, I never know how to pronounce people's names. I'm very sorry if I mispronounce them. Has a very evocative and interesting excerpt here. It sounded like a whole forest fire in his ear, but lasted only a second. It's very good. I like that.
How does a forest fire sound? I imagine a lot of crackling.
I was thinking like a lot of wind and kind of like roaring wind. And cracking, like wood splitting and stuff like that.
Right.
And violent,
It's
kind of white noise, yeah. Like I said, it's evocative.
Like a very loud campfire. Maybe.
Let's see. Elizabeth Bridges says 1,129 words total for this write-in.
Nice.
Very good.
Good job.
Forrest Wren, 1,089 total for this write-in. You guys are well on track. Whew. The King Starfish says, I also wrote 1K during the write-in. You ready for this total? 108,011 words. What are you doing?
Are you writing 2 books?
Oh my god!
I feel like this is a Lord of the Rings situation where maybe you're writing like trilogies, but they're just very long trilogies.
Let's see.
Congratulations, by the way. It's a really good word count.
Yeah. I didn't mean to sound dismissive. Yeah, whatever. 108,000. I was saying yes, and also Lydia Hammer says everything is coming together for me, which I like. I think it's good to remember that like word count is a huge accomplishment, but it isn't everything. And sometimes just like stories coming together, narratives, characters beginning to like work themselves out can also that can feel like just as much of a victory as hitting 50,000
when you finally see the plot working for your novel. I mean, even that can come at page 1, or it can come at page 1,000 or page 100. It can come at your first word, or 1,000 words in, or 10,000 words in. And you never really know when your plot's going to be defined, but once you like actually figure out all of the different compartments of your novel and it like works for you, that's a really big accomplishment.
Emmy says 100,000 words is actually only roughly 500 pages. And I think that the word only in that is very interesting because 500 pages of writing is a lot.
It's a lot.
And I think we get used to like doorstopper things because I'm sure NaNoWriMo will like fantasy and fantasy books tend to be large, but it's like 500 pages is a really long book.
Yeah.
Like just because we're sometimes reading like 800 page books doesn't mean that, I don't know.
You guys are all doing really great jobs thus far. Even for people who haven't necessarily like hit their goal yet. I mean, just the simple fact that you guys are writing in general,
indeed,
and getting your word count in either for your story or coming up with ideas for your story, like that's a really big accomplishment. So you guys should all be really proud of where you're at right now.
The goal isn't arbitrary word count, even though NaNoWriMo is an event based around an arbitrary word count. The goal is the writing itself.
Yes, you guys need to just have fun writing. I think that's it for today.
And I'm glad everyone's doing well. I'm glad everyone's out there writing. I'm glad people are hitting their arbitrary word counts and feeling proud of it. I'm glad that people are feeling good about other things that are more intrinsic to their story.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
It has been. I've had a really good time.
Yeah.
with this VWI.
This was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
This was a really, really good one.
Don't know why.
So feel free to, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below, and hit the bell as well. That'll let you know the next time we do another virtual write-in and or any other writing videos or writing related videos that we do. And yeah, click the link in the description in order to go to the page if you haven't started your projects already. And yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a link in the description for that? We might. I don't know. But definitely keep up with your word count. You guys are having a great season. And yeah, have fun writing.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And also, hold on, Sprump.
Sprump too.
Hey, bye, everyone. Is that Blobby? That's more
I don't
Blobby.
know. I don't know anymore.
Oh, there it is.
There you
Bye,
go.
everyone.
See,
And, yeah,
that's the
low
voice that I
Kermit,
was
right?
thinking.
Yeah.
It's like low
And then
Kermit.
Blobby.
Blobby too.
I need them to hide my lips. Oh, shoot. I lost it.
It's okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Farewell.
Stream.